Remember when you could taser people so much they set on fire?
Right.
Well underrated. For Honor has been having a pretty rough time lately. There's been dozens of articles and videos proclaiming that the game is a failure and it's been abandoned by its players. But it looks like Ubisoft might be positioning the game for a big comeback with some notable improvements.
For Honor seemed like a surefire success when it was announced at Ubisoft's E3 conference back in 2015. It was an original IP in a market oversaturated with endless sequels and reboots that people were getting tired of. So a fresh concept like For Honor seemed to be a breath of fresh air that gamers wanted. When the game launched in February 2017, it managed to top both the digital and physical sales charts, but post-launch issues with matchmaking and microtransactions started to turn off players from the game. According to some communities, there is still a passionate fan base on consoles, estimated to be around 100,000 players across PS4 and Xbox One. Although on Steam, the player count only peaks at around 1,600 players every 24 hours, and figures for Uplay aren't actually disclosed. However, in the past few weeks, Ubisoft have made a number of announcements about how they're going to improve the For Honor experience in future.
Ubisoft unveiled their development roadmap for the game, which outlined all the content and improvements they have planned. The roadmap outlines new content and technical improvements like banning cheaters and revamping the gear system. But perhaps the most important announcement is the game is finally getting dedicated servers after complaints of lag, bad matchmaking and long queue times. Ubisoft have said the dedicated servers will improve match stability and provide a long-term architecture for the game, which will make it easier for them to maintain the game in the future. Some people asked why Ubisoft didn't do this to begin with, but it does show they're listening to what the community wants and are actually making an attempt to improve the game.
So this is something that we have made content on before. You may have seen the videos yourselves that the For Honor community just wasn't happy with how the game was being serviced in the early days. The matchmaking issues that people were having, they were unable to get matched for games, they were having lag issues, and also there was the big boycott plan based on the news that the microtransactions would take a year and a half or something to unlock if you didn't want to pay for them and you just wanted to unlock them by playing. So Ubisoft were under a lot of pressure from the community based on all that, and it seems like that this is the result of all that negative press, I guess, in the early days.
Yeah, there was nearly a boycott held. We'd reported on it and it had been a big talking point, and then just days before, Ubisoft gave just enough information and they managed to fend it off. People cancelled the boycott, and it looks like that's been happening quite a lot. People have complaining and Ubisoft have done just enough every single time. But all the while, the main problem from day one has been matchmaking issues, because people have been saying that when someone gets killed, they leave the game, and if that person's the host, the game pauses for everybody while it's waiting to migrate to the new host. So obviously changing to dedicated servers has been a huge step in the right direction in the eyes of a lot of people. They're also outlining some new content, as in 2 new characters, 2 new maps,
and also they're planning a free weekend for this weekend, so you can actually play For Honor right now for free. It might be worth jumping into just to check if they've fixed those issues that you might have had in the early days. Is it something that you think you'd jump into and try?
It's worth a go, isn't it? Completely free. Like, it's on consoles and PC, so it doesn't matter which one you prefer, it's there. And then if you do fancy buying it, they've reduced it a lot on sale, so they're quite cleverly planning this, aren't they? So they're giving everybody a free taste of what's to come. They've also outlined in the roadmap when things are happening, so August this is happening, September, November, etc. So if you are looking at buying the game, or you want to see what's going to happen over the next few months, it's all there. They're being quite transparent with it, and that could only be a good thing for anyone that wants to make an educated decision and have the information there in front of them before they do. So that's good.
So with all these improvements in mind, will we be seeing a For Honor comeback? Well, it's possible, and Ubisoft are no stranger to revamping their multiplayer focused titles. Case in point, Rainbow Six Siege. Siege, much like For Honor, released to positive reviews, and for a few weeks had quite a healthy player base. However, the player count started to drop after release, with the most common criticisms being a lack of content and grindy nature of in-game progression. But Ubisoft took these criticisms to heart, and they revamped Siege with several free DLC packs, rebalancing the game and offering a new pricing model which gave players access to the standard game at a reduced cost. This strategy worked wonders for Siege, and Ubisoft recently announced Siege had 20 million total players, with an average of 2.3 million people logging in to play every single day.
Ubisoft product director spoke about Siege, saying, "Our community is growing, and so is our ambition to make Siege a shooter that is here to stay. The recent success of Rainbow Six Siege shows just how beneficial post-launch support is to the longevity of games, and honestly, developers could learn a lot from Ubisoft in this regard. If Ubisoft can pull off the same level of dedication and support with For Honor, then maybe, just maybe, it'll have a second wind. So who knows, maybe this time next year, For Honor might be one of the biggest multiplayer games around. You can never really tell these days."
So that's all the information out of the way. I mean, what is our take on this? I happen to think that they're doing a reasonable job servicing this game now. I mean, they want a game to last a long time for them because obviously they make money off microtransactions. It's up to them, that's what they want to do. They've done a really good job with Rainbow Six Siege, and they're bringing that mentality over to For Honor. It seems like they're listening to the community. It seems like they're reacting to people. They want to fix things. They want people to be happy. Why wouldn't they? Because they want people still playing the game. So I think they're doing all right. They deserve a little bit of credit for their attitude at the very least. Whether they fix everybody's concerns is another issue, but the way that they're going about it, I can't help but think that they're doing a good job.
I think credit where credit's due is really important, and you guys might have said, "Oh, previously you've been slating For Honor for what they've done," but this time they're making a step in the right direction. We're not saying that they didn't up in the first place, because of course have dedicated service for your game, you dickheads. But now that they've finally decided that's a good idea, it looks like they could turn it around. Ubisoft did it with Division, Siege. Like, they are keeping these games going, not just like going, "See ya, we're making a sequel," like Battlefront and stuff like that. You know, they're not quite EA, but they do have a stream every week where they'll announce what's happening and stuff like that. So it's keeping people in the loop. And I mean, as far as getting a reputation back, what else can they do other than give everyone the game for free and say, "Sorry, we're cancelling all microtransactions, have everything"? But realistically, that's not going to happen.
And for those of you who are still critical towards For Honor, that's up to you. That's your opinion, and you're totally entitled to that. But for me, I think this speaks volumes for the community itself. And the people out there that say it doesn't make a difference, they don't listen to us, they don't make any changes based off what we say, you're wasting your time, you're wasting your breath. No, that isn't the case. This is proof here that voicing your opinion and being outspoken about your problems with the game can yield real results. This is a good example of how communities can get together, let their voices be heard, get some reaction from the developers, and, you know, start getting things that you want. Don't let all the naysayers persuade you otherwise. Definitely always speak up when you don't think that something is right. Who knows? You might get what you want. I know, guys, that's just what we feel. If you feel that they haven't done enough or the game's still broken, let us know down in the comments, because this is always a conversation and we do like having it with you.
Speaking of the comments, Gaz.
Go on. Do it.
That was me doing it.
No, that was too low. You need to project.
Speaking of the comment section, Gaz, let's dive right in and have a look what you've been saying on our Saturday show comment section. Too much?
Yeah, I think you might have totally oversold that. I think people subscribe to us because we're not like that, so maybe tone it down a little.
Yeah. Where's Mike, innit? It's one of them. Where's Mike?
First up on our Too Much Story video, Scouse Beefy comments, "I'd sooner lick a smackhead than play a Telltale game." Lick a smackhead. That sounds... Yeah. That sounds dangerous to me. I mean, licking smackheads, is that something that you're trying to avoid, I'm assuming?
I'd sooner lick a smackhead than go back into that comment section, man. That's the fucking worst one. I needed a timeout after that. So next up on our remasters are more profitable than new games video, When Your P says, "Let's get Siphon Filter remastered next then." Yes! Siphon Filter was well good. Gabe Logan, wild game, underrated. Remember when you could taser people so much they set on fire? Right. Well underrated. Honestly, Siphon Filter, that can be added to the list. And if you're one of the podcast crew, you already know about Tenchu.
Yeah.
Shouts out to the podcast crew.
Nathaniel J comments, "Do this with the old Medal of Honor games, please." Medal of Honor, another great game. I mean, there's just so many great games that I hadn't considered, but yeah, another great suggestion there. Medal of Honor, awesome. Allied Assault, oh, it's like one of those games that all modern shooters, or especially the World War shooters, were based on. It was like one of the foundation stones of shooters in my eyes. It's just f***ing awesome.
We missed the trick by not asking people what remake. If you got this far in this video, you're one of the good ones. We like your opinion a lot. Let us know if you could remake one old game, what would you have back? So commenting on our Mass Effect video from last week, Cheese Poo says, "One of the most moronic things I've ever done was as a kid riding my bike down a hill. I thought it would be a neat idea to lodge my foot into the front wheel, which sent me flying over the handlebars. I picked myself up, dusted myself off, and continued down the hill, only to try it again 3 seconds later, which resulted in the exact same outcome.
We should point out that Cheese Poo, we have read out a comment of his in the past. Cheese Poo's the dude who shat his pants and then threw it over to his next door neighbour's garden.
That wasn't the most moronic thing he's ever done.
That wasn't the most. Cheese Poo, dude. I mean, what is this guy's life must be like?
Publish a book.
Yeah, write some memoirs or something. Next up on the Cash Bandicoot video, Prince of War 311 comments, what happened to the tall dude?
He's right.
I'm right here, dude. I mean, isn't 6 foot tall enough for you?
I was going to spell a secret message out. I was going to write, Mike is dead. Like 2 letters at a time through this week. Because Mike's off this week, guys. He's not really dead.
Yeah,
and I was going to, for the conspiracy theorists out there, remember when people thought that we fired him for smoking too many drugs and really he's just got allergies?
We're doing a joke like Mike is dead. The thing is with doing that is they would believe you. This is the internet. They take you, you know.
Gareth has kept us prisoner. Mike is dead. Send help.
You wink too much, or you like too many facial tics, and people think you're being held against your will. You know
or you're a part of the Illuminati. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's those t-shirts, isn't it?
That's true, though, isn't it?
So what do you guys reckon? For Honor, is it dead in the water, or do you reckon it will make a resurgence anytime soon? Let us know down in the comments below. Remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new around here. Why not check out some more of our content, which should be on the screen right about now. We've also got a link to our Patreon if you fancy checking that out and supporting us. Cheers, and we'll see you next time.